The multiverse rift has rejoined. OpenAI is back together. Sam Altman has returned, and thank God, what an insane week. We're going to spend some time here and go through 3 winners and 3 losers of this saga, and then we're also going to kind of give you a little prediction at the end about what we think is next. But first, please like and subscribe here at AI for Humans. We try to bring you all the AI news, all the AI tools, and sometimes some fun comedy stuff as well. We're very grateful for every viewer out there. Okay, winner number 1, Sam Altman. Of course Sam is a winner here. So let's look at this. Sam gets his position back, which is a pretty big deal. Gets to hobnob with world leaders again, big deal. He loves that. More importantly, he can now lead OpenAI as a semi-independent entity. They still have a bunch of investors they have to answer to. We don't really know what the nonprofit status will end up looking like, but at least he doesn't have to turn Clippy into some sort of AI god. Okay, loser number 1, effective altruism. The movement that brought us SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, takes another blow, and this time it could be fatal. EAs were supposed to bring big tech into an enlightened space. We're supposed to make big tech into this smarter way of looking at how to help humanity, and so far it hasn't been great results. Former OpenAI board member, now former, Helen Toner is a big supporter of this movement. A clip just came out from 2017 with her speaking at a conference.
Another really valuable thing to be doing right now on this side is to be building up expertise and experience in areas related to AI policy, so that you can be well established in one of those areas at a later time when the other side of things is a little bit further along, and we have more of a sense of what kind of policies might be valuable to push from various actors, which could include governments, AI companies, and others.
And effective altruism had real ties to the AI safety movement for a long time. There's a lot of reporting going on with this story that a lot of the early employees at OpenAI were EAs. Over time, that shifted, but clearly the board still had some various concerns. In fact, there was one story where Helen Toner said that she would be happy to have the company crash than have it go in the wrong direction. Either way, effective altruism seems like it's not coming out of the story very cleanly. Winner number 2, Microsoft. Look, Microsoft to kind of set themselves up to win in either side of this. Satya Nadella really played his hand well, considering the fact that he had invested up to $13 billion in this company and it was about to fall apart. Satya got in front of this story, trying to put the pieces together of what there was. He hired, quote unquote, Sam and Greg. We don't really know if that was actually a real job or if he just offered that to them, but at least it was something and he was moving the story forward. Either way, Microsoft wins here because A, if they had taken Sam and Greg and started a division within Microsoft, that would have been a big deal. They would have basically acqui-hired the OpenAI team, including the 700 people that signed that letter. But this way, they get to continue to be the number 1 partner for OpenAI and ChatGPT, which has by far the biggest mainstream position. We'll get to that later. Loser number 2, Google. Where is Google? This is the question that everybody's been asking on Twitter, on X, all over the place. Google was supposed to be, and really had the biggest lead in this space for a long time. They feel so behind now, and if this had gone through, they might have had a really big leg up. If OpenAI had collapsed in some form, Google could have come out with Gemini and blown us all away and be like, we are the leaders now. But Gemini was supposed to come out in October of this year. It got delayed. As it is, we're looking at Q1 2024 now for Gemini. Demis Hassabis, the guy who runs Google's AI program, is very smart. I believe that Gemini is going to do some pretty incredible stuff. If this had gone down, Google would have looked a lot better. And now they're in a straight up second place. Winner number 3, the mainstream user. Yes, that's right. You, me, anybody else who uses AI is probably better off with OpenAI staying together. Nothing comes close to ChatGPT's penetration in the market. It's been out for a year. It has mainstream awareness. My mom uses ChatGPT and she can't even figure out how to use her Alexa. This is a big deal. And I think if this company had fallen off or in any way kind of fallen apart, then you would see a lot of people starting to fade this world in general. As it is, if OpenAI can keep leaning into this audience in a big way, which I think they will, they're going to onboard more and more and more people. The fact that ChatGPT has 100 million weekly users, that is bonkers. We've all seen products come and go, things that got really big and then fell off, but like this feels like a significant space. And the only reason it's a big deal is because they've already reached the mainstream. Loser number 3, and this is kind of a half loser, open source AIs. Open source AIs are incredible. I'm a big believer in keeping things open source. This way you can improve, people can see code, all that stuff is good. But the company that many people refer to as closed AI has won, at least for right now. And they're not going to be sharing their models because they have a lead, a significant lead across the board. Look, we are in a world where OpenAI does have this massive advantage, Part of what this whole thing could be about is Ilya Sutskever's concerns over what these models look like now. We don't know. The AGI part of this question, artificial general intelligence, is real, and who knows what comes out of that. But for right now, open source AIs are always going to be a step behind. That said, even being a step behind, as this stuff gets more and more powerful, what those open source APIs are going to be able to do is really remarkable. Okay, where do we go from here? Well, this alleviates what a lot of people thought might have been a dark ages in the world of AI. Now, when I say dark ages, in the past, dark ages were thousands of years. In this case, it might have been 2 or 3 months of a slight pause where OpenAI wasn't going to be leading the world and some other company was going to come and take its place. Now, ChatGPT essentially can go back into like crushing what they were doing and pushing forward. There's going to be a lot of people concerned about that. And again, the people who were on the board really got rebuked here in a big way. Long story short, though, this is probably really good for the world of AI development. Whether or not that's good for humans, we don't know yet. What does it mean that AI is going to move faster? What does it mean that AI is going to get better, quicker over time? What does it mean that more resources are going to be poured into AI? I think what we're going to see is an acceleration of AI development. We're not really on a precipice of something insane. There's lots of people on the Singularity board of Reddit who will tell you that within a year, we're all going to be living off of UBI and having these wonderful lives. I don't think we're that close. Even Sam himself has said we need another major breakthrough to get to AGIs.
We can push on large language models quite a lot, and we should, and we will do that. But within reason, I don't think that will do something that I view as critical to an AGI. I don't think it's a super intelligence. And training on the data of what, teaching it to like clone the behavior of humans and human text, that I don't think that's going to get there.
So we're not that close. But as things start to roll out, I think we're going to see change happen faster and faster. And look, that's part of the way of the modern world. I'm old enough to remember what a pre-internet world was like. It is weird to know that that was how we lived before. On a 1 to 2 year basis, we're looking at really cool new tools happening and some things that are really going to surprise us. But on a 5 to 10 year timeline, it could all be very different. So read up on stuff, keep an eye on what we do here, and come back soon for our next video.